Hey, what's up guys? Thomas here. Wanted to come to you this morning with a quick training session. Here's a question. Where are you spending your time as a owner slash leader slash manager slash doing it out in the field? Where are you spending your time? Because where you're spending your time matters. You can't get more and you can't get it back. So one of the things I talk about is instead of thinking of it as managing your time, what you're doing is you're prioritizing your time. And as a leader, I want you thinking, where you're spending your time today, what kind of a return on investment do you get from that activity, whatever that thing was that you were doing? And I want to specifically talk to you today about three really high, off the charts high, return on investment activities. One is listening to phone calls. Listen, nothing good happens in your business until a call is booked. And not just booked, but booked right, where we're building value in Blue Frog Plumbing and Drain, where we're building value in Freddie's Promise, where we're building value in our membership and the benefits of our membership, when we're building value in Shape, fully stocked vehicles, repairs made right then and there, everything's guaranteed, you can't lose. Are we building value on the phone? Are we dispatching for profit? That's another key thing. Are we sending our communicator to that job where we know it's an older water heater that likely needs to be replaced? Are we sending our great diagnostic plumber that can fix any problem to that newer water heater that's had multiple issues over the last year? We've got to be dispatching for profit, because booking calls and dispatching calls is a profit center. Are you listening to calls? Second, getting out in the field with your plumber, being an advisor, being an observer on these calls. Here's the thing. If you've got a professional plumber that's struggling to get the results that you would like to see from him or her, and you bring them into the office and you ask them, hey, listen, tell me about what happened on that call. Whose story are you going to get? The plumber's. Whose story matters? The client's. The only place that you can find out what the clients are experiencing out in the field is out in the field. Get in a truck at least a few times per week. It needs to be making your rounds through the team. One of the things I've noticed as a business coach, we tend to focus on the people that are struggling, and we tend to almost ignore the people that are doing well. That is a bad habit to create. Doesn't mean I don't want you to deal with the struggling professional plumber or CSP or dispatcher. It means we should also be giving attention to the people that are doing well. Because even those people that are doing well need feedback. And quite frankly, they want feedback because they are doing well and they're trying to help the company succeed. So listen to the phone calls and get out in the truck with your professional plumbers. You've got to carve out time to do this during your week. Lastly, we got to do some skills enhancement, right? We need to have skills enhancement sessions at least once a week. You can do one with your office staff. You can do one with your field staff. But you've got to have these training sessions set up, and you've got to be consistent. Someone in your shop, you or someone you delegate to, going back to automate, delegate, destroy, has to take charge of the training at your location. And then using your resources like these videos and other training videos and me and Jack and Robin to help you with that. Here's the bottom line. I know that there's limited time. And I know that these three things produce very tangible, high return on investment activities. So I want you to focus in on these three things moving forward. And here's what I want to share about these three things. There's a very common formula to how we provide feedback in all three of these key areas. And this is really important. Don't start out by showing them what they did wrong, because that's going to stifle the conversation. That's going to stifle the feedback and what they receive from that feedback and what they do with that feedback. So start by catching them doing something right first. Catch them doing something right first. Second, be a great listener. You know, one great skill set for great leaders is they're great listeners. Ask them, hey, listen, if you could do that differently, if you could book that call again, if you could run that call again, what would you do differently? And listen and take some notes on what they're saying they could have improved upon. By the way, a lot of the times what they tell you they could have improved upon was what you were going to share with them anyway, or it's close, right? So listen, take some notes, have a conversation. Let them fuel that conversation, because now it becomes their idea that they need to improve on that. Then provide them some feedback based on what you heard and what you saw. It might be specific to what they've already told you. It might be something a bit different. But provide some feedback, and always, always, always finish positive. Now, here's the key to all of this. You've done it. You've listened to some phone calls. You've gotten out in the field. You're doing your skills enhancement sessions. You're providing feedback the right way. Here's the last bit of coaching. Follow up. If you don't inspect it, they won't respect it. It must not have been that important. Must not be that big of a deal because I haven't heard from him or her on this again, right? And the moment it doesn't become a big deal to them and their brain is the moment they decide, well, I guess I really don't need to worry about that. And the moment that starts to happen consistently, unfortunately, as a leader, it can start to reflect on us. And now everything that we do, they're kind of in the back of their brain going, well, it's probably not that important. I probably really don't need to do that. So it's really important that we follow up and we inspect what we expect, because if we don't inspect it, they won't respect it. All right. Hope this video found you well. Remember, you can't get more time. You can't get it back. Find ways to produce high ROI results by doing high ROI activities. Talk to you soon.